My name is Nicholas Myers, and I'm going to talk about the redundancy principle and the modality principle as they apply to a world language education, as I'm a world language teacher. Talking about the modality principle, I would focus on the subjunctive mood, right? Because that is what I'm currently talking about with my students. So to introduce the subjunctive, I would talk about the endings and how to form the subjunctive. So I would start with the students by telling them we're going to focus on an AR verb, right? Which we have hablar right here. AR verbs are our most common verbs, and a lot of the verbs in Spanish that they know and that we know are AR verbs. So to form a subjunctive, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to take our verb and conjugate it like we normally would into the yo form of the present tense, which ends in O, students are aware of. The next step is the new piece. And I would tell the students that we're going to take the O, drop it, and add an opposite ending. And what I mean by opposite ending is if it's an AR verb, we know that the endings are O, AS, A, AMOS, AIS, AN. We're going to change them to the ER, IR endings, which are O, ES, E, EMOS, EIS, EN. So if you look, we go from hablo to hable, hables, hable, hablemos, hables, hablen for our AR verbs. And the same pattern would apply for an ER and IR verb also. The non-example would keep the same thing, but it would have the step-by-step up here, the three simple steps that I explained for the students to pay attention to also. Now for the redundancy principle, I would focus on talking about the verb tenses and time frames. So I would talk to the students and tell them, all right, remember we have done three different verb time frames at this point. We have done the future, the present, and we've started the past. And in the past, we have two different forms of the past. We have el pretérito, which is our simple past, meaning it has a start point and an end point. We can pinpoint it like yesterday, last week, last year. And the imperfecto, which is a continuing action in the past, meaning we don't know when it started, when it ended, for how long it happened. The non-example will be to put what I'm going to say up on the PowerPoint and dictate directly from the PowerPoint for the students to follow along. So I would say to them, in Spanish we have three time periods, presente, futuro, pasado. In the pasado we have two different tenses, the pretérito or the simple past, which has a start point and end point, and el imperfecto, which is a continuing action in the past that does not have either a start point or an end point.